I really don't like being classified as a politician, to be honest, because I really never intended to be a politician. I was just moving back from the States. I decided to move back home with my family, a wife and 2 children. I took a teaching job. They were looking for teachers. They were actually interviewing in the States, looking for Virgin Islanders who might be willing to move back home to teach at the new school. When we started teaching, there were problems at the school. I mean, it was a brand new school, but we didn't have any books. We weren't getting paid. A lot of supplies in the classroom were not there. So some lady made me the AFT shop steward. I had to be the vocal point on behalf of the teachers at the school. Being an AFT shop steward, I ended up forming my own union, our Virgin Islands Labor Union, because I felt there were some shortages there, not being represented by the local branches, so I created a local union, an independent union. I taught up until June 2004. Then I ran for office because I got pushed into there. The government was harassing me, administration was harassing me, governor was telling me to sit down and shut up. So being an activist, as I call myself, I figured let me take my activism into government. I would always say I would never be part of government because the stigma that comes along with politicians, corrupt. And I'm a Rastafarian, I'm a Rasta man. We really don't believe in the organized structure per se because we feel like it's oppressive. But in order to make policies to help the people, you have to get involved. And that is where I realized I might as well jump in. So that's where the transition happened. I was forced into it. And let me just clarify when we say Rastafarian, because some people wonder when you say Rastafarian what it is. Some people look at Rastafarian as a religious sect, and most of us, we do recognize who Selassie is. But what Rasta really is about the one love concept, the part of we are all part of one creation. We all exist as part of one entity, existence. And when we could erase everything, all those barriers that we look at and see that one thing, that one love, that's what Rasta really is, living in harmony in one creation. And the more of us accept that and realize that, then there will be more peace. Mr. Nelson wasn't just in the classroom. Mr. Nelson was involved in these children's lives. Anybody would tell you. I was voted Teacher of the Year by the students for every year that I worked at the complex. When I ran for office, my former students was calling their parents back home and say, you got to vote for Mr. Nelson. So though the politicals had me like, and they laughed at me, who's this guy, Mr. Nelson, where he think he going? People, with those nappy head, at that time my locks wasn't so long, and looking so majestic. And with one shot, I think we came in third. So that showed me that the people are the power. I believe they know that I'm not one of the regular politicals. I'm not one of the homeboys that's trying to really just feed off of the people. I'm trying to open the gates to have better government, better infrastructure, and to root out some of the corruption in the Virgin Islands government. So the people trusted me. The politicals were afraid of me. My demand for infrastructure, sustainable infrastructure in order to get the development for which we seek is sort of now overshadowed by the biggest, most popular economic issue, which is now cannabis. We don't have to be looked at outcasts as society because we support cannabis or the utilization of cannabis, whether medicinally or recreationally or adult use. I'm a responsible parent. I have 4 children. I'm an upstanding citizen. I've been a senator for 14 years, a teacher for 10 years. So because I say support cannabis, all you're going to talk about now is Rastaman and marijuana, and that's all I'm going to be known as. Don't think that marijuana has been my only issue. And even when we talk about marijuana, cannabis, which is the proper name, we're talking about the economics of cannabis. Look at the amount of jobs. People aren't just growing weed and selling weed. So you're creating a new industry with a whole new lot of employment. It's creating labor. It's creating young families. They are able to now earn wealth, get a piece of the pie. And if an adult, after a hard day's work, want to sit down and smoke a joint, so what? Join me on the so what campaign. So what if a grown adult want to sit down after work and kick back and along with a glass of wine, smoke some good cannabis? So what? That doesn't give you who want to demonize people the right to do that. Everybody else come out and have their movement. Positive is how I live doesn't mean that I'm perfect. And so people usually say when they meet me in person, I can't believe you're such a nice, friendly person. And why would you say that? I've been friendly all my life. They say, when I see you on the TV, I wouldn't want to come in front of you. If we're shooting it straight, we're good. Let's talk what we're talking about and let's keep it going. And I think more people do that, the easier life will be, period.